Hello, my name is Dragos, and in this video I would like to show you how to host your WordPress website with the help of WordOps. This is a server administration tool that is allowing you to install WordPress websites or different websites. This tool, it's installing the software needed for you to have a site hosted. It is using Nginx as a web server. It is having TLS version 1.3 for SSL certificates. It is having a monitoring tool, and it's quite modern, secured, and it's doing a very good job. I'm testing it on my WordPress website right now. This tool has forked from Easy Engine version 3. I've already created a tutorial for you with Easy Engine version 4 installation. So in this video I will show you how you can use this tool to host your WordPress website and what are the performance that you will have using this tool. I've also written an article on my blog with all the steps and details that you need to do to have your WordPress website hosted. So first thing, you need to have a website, a blog, and use the tool in the end is to have a domain name. You can use Namecheap to buy your domain name, and then you will need to point this domain to a DNS server because WordOps is not doing also DNS. You need a separate DNS server for this, and I am using Cloudflare for my DNS sites. Here it is. This is the DNS part of the Cloudflare. So this is what you need first to have your own web server or website. Then you will need the VPS because this tool needs to be installed on a VPS server. To do this, I am using the Vultr VPS because I like it more than DigitalOcean at this point. I already have one created here, but for this we'll need to create a new one so I can show you how you can configure WordOps with everything that you need to securely have a web server for your website. So you go to the product area and you will start creating a VPS. So we're here now. You need to deploy the server. We choose the cloud compute. For this test I will choose the Dallas just for testing, and this tool is working with Ubuntu or Debian. I will choose Ubuntu for this version. The recommended version is 18.04. I will choose the minimum one, $5 droplet. I will choose the connectivity with SSH keys. I already defined some SSH keys here, and I will put a name here. I will put like vps.com. So this is how this server will be named. Next we need to deploy this. So we need to wait a little for this to be installed with the OS, and then we can go into the VPS and we can configure the swap and update the OS, and then we install the WordOps dashboard and the stack, and then we'll secure the backend. I will show you how the backend also looks for this new server, and then we configure our DNS records and everything to point to this server, and we add our first WordPress website with Redis cache. This is only one of the caching options that this WordOps it's having. It also has Memcache, it also has WP Rocket, caching options. So when you can create your website, you can choose from all of these caching options the one that you want to use for your site. So let's wait a little for this to be installed. Okay, right now we have installed the OS here. So this is the IP address. Next, I will need to connect to this server. To do that, I will use a cool tool called Putty. So I'm adding the IP address here. I'm using the keys to connect to this. I saved a copy of the key here on my PC. It's on the keys, private key. I will also modify the connections to not get out, and then we can log into the server. Here you go. So right now I will log into the server. Let me change the fonts here. Just a second. To see. Okay. Let me change the font. Where it has in window, okay. I'll put 16. Okay, for you to see. Okay. Now we will use the commands from here to add the swap. First we add the swap file. Okay. Then we increase the size to 1 gigabyte. Set the proper permissions. We make it as a swap. We mount it. And then we put it in the etcfs tabs to also load when the server is rebooted. If we do top, we'll see here that we have the swap file added, and currently it's free. Okay. Next, we're gonna need to update the OS, reboot the server after, if it has something to update. Sorry, this is Ubuntu. Let's wait. So it has something to upgrade. We need to wait until everything is finished. It shouldn't take a lot of time. In a couple of minutes or so, it should finish. I will pause this until it is finishing. Okay, it has finished. Right now we just need to reboot this. wait another couple of seconds until this will be up again, and then we can connect again to this server and run the WordOps installations. Let's see. Okay, it's up and running. Okay, I'm connecting again to the server. Now we need to install WordOps. To do this, we just run this command. And we'll start installing this tool. Let's wait and see all the details. This will install the latest tool available, this command, so in case this will be updated, it will fetch the last one. It can take a couple of minutes until it finishes with everything, but it's very easy to use. There are a lot of tools that are developed right now that is helping you host a website, but not all the tools are properly built. I tend to like more these command line tools because I am a server administrator and it's not that hard to use them for me. You will see how easy it is to add a site and how easy it is to check your server resources with the dashboard that this tool is offering. Okay, here it wants a username for the JIT. I'll put the WPW's name. Okay, right now we have the tool installed. Next we will need to go and install the stack. This will install the PHP, Nginx and everything for us there. Let's run the command and see. This will not take a lot, still 1 minute or 2 minutes. Depends on the server. You see, it's installing one by one the packages that needs. It's going slowly with everything. Let's wait and see everything that WordOps will install. I will pause the video and resume it when it will finish with this. Okay, the installation it's finished now. It installed everything like the Nginx, PHP, the database, MariaDB, failed to bond, and the other scripts and applications that are needed for WordOps to function properly. At the end you will have the details to log into the admin area for monitoring. It will only work if you access with the IP. I will save this so you can have them. If you want to check how the admin is looking, you need to copy the IP and put it in the browser. Let's see. Right now it doesn't have a certificate. Sorry. Accept the risk, and then we insert the user and the password. So the user was WordOps, and the password that was given to us. So this is how the admin dashboard it's looking. It has the CPU usage, connections. For database, it has some tools that you can start and use for caching, for PHP to see the informations. It has a file manager. It has the net data tool for additional server monitoring details. So it's offering some very good details. Okay, next, after we have the stack installed, I will want to have the backend secured with the SSL certificate. To do this, I will need to use the name that I put it to the server. It was like vps.ipdos.com. So if we go into here, we should have the name. It's like the label here. Can go back and see the exact name here. This one it was. Let's copy it, because right now we need to add a certificate to this one, but first we need to point the DNS to this server. So we have this IP address of the server, so we go into the DNS manager, and now we just need to add a record here, like a record. We put VPS and we put the IP address here. I will not have it at proxied. We hit save, and right now we have the name VPS at updos.com pointing to the IP address of the server. Next, we need to go and add a certificate. Let me run the command. Okay, I've created a command. Let's go into PuTTY. I put it also force at the end because it is using Cloudflare, and it will try to check the IP address of the web server to generate the certificate. With force, it will bypass that check. So right now we have configured this name successfully with a certificate. Then we just need to log in to the admin server and see if the connection is secure now. I've copied this. I'll put it like this and put the port there. Let's put the user again. So right now you see that the certificate is in place and it can be used securely, the access to this to this administration zone where you can check more details. Okay, now we've secured the backend. Next, let's add our first WordPress website. So after you purchase the domain, you go into the DNS server and you need to point the a record and the a record for the domain and the www to the same IP address. For this test, I will just create a test one for you, but if you want to point the domain, the root domain, you just modify these two records with the server IP, like this one. Right now I will create a T1 for tests. I will let it to be proxied. So right now we want to have a site like t1.updoes.com added. We just copy this, and this command will add a site with let's encrypt WordPress Redis cache and PHP 7.4. Let me modify the command with the name. Okay, I've created a command right now. Okay, let me delete this. We just need to add it and it will create the WordPress website for us with the PHP 7.4. It will add the repository for Redis because we wanted to use Redis. Right now it's installing the package that it needs to add the site in 1 minute or so. For the complete commands list, I placed a link here so you can go here and you will have all the create commands with different details. Here the documentations for WordOps, it's very good. It's better than Easy Engine, so you'll find everything here. You have all the commands for different things that you can do for update, debug, clean, info, and so on here on their site. Let's go and see if this finished. It's still installing the Nginx helper and Redis cache plugin. So okay, let's configure the Redis. It's issuing the certificate right now. Let's wait to also finish with that. It generated a certificate. It's created the site for us. Here you have the user to use and the link. I will save these details to have them, as we will need to use them for login. So right now if we go to T1 test 1 like this, you should have an WordPress website ready for you. So you have this default WordPress website with Redis cache. If you want to see how it's loading, how fast, we'll use the tool GTmetrix just for you to see the performance. Let me see if I remember the password here. To log in into this tool. Okay, I want to test it from US, and we just analyze it and see how fast this site is loading. You see here that you have the certificate created for this site, so you have everything that you need to run this site properly. Let's see the performance with this tool. So right now it's having the A grade everywhere. It is putting the 2.2 seconds because first time it didn't hit the cache. If we refresh this, it should be faster. Also in Pingdom, we can test it and see how fast it is. Just a second. Okay. Let's also test it here. Let's put it from Washington and start also test here. So second time it's having 1.4 seconds. This is a very good speed. It has, as you can see here, it has everything configured, so it has the A grade everywhere for your site. With Redis, if you go login into the dashboard just to see what, put it here. You will see the plugins installed. So let me use the user and password that they provided. Let's log in. So here is the WordPress dashboard. If you go to plugins, install plugins, you will see that they activated these two plugins, Nginx Helper and Redis Cache. So they are configured and running on this. Okay, I see this is disabled. I just enable it right now, and we'll run again the test to see if it's different. Here you see it's displaying a load that is lower. It's under a second. Let's see with the cache enabled. I will open again this. Let's retest this with the cache. Let's start again here the test. Okay, it didn't let me. Just San Francisco, Washington. So this is, it's not working right now. Okay, let me try again. So you see with Redis Cache, the load time increased a lot. Right now it's under 1 second. Let's run a retest again to be sure that it's using the cache. Here you see that it's even load faster than before. It doesn't display here because of the cache, nothing, but the site it's loaded, or it should be loaded. That's why I like more this JTmetrics tool, because it's offering a more good test. So you see right now it's 1.3 seconds, so it depends, but basically everything that it loads under 2 seconds, it's very, very fast. So right now, if you just want to add another site, you're just gonna need to configure the DNS records to point to the server where you have installed the WordOps, and run again the commands in here with the tools with the PHP you want. Maybe you want a different cache to test it, and so on. So this is how you are using WordOps to host your WordPress website and have also Redis cache enabled on your site correctly. Right now you will see that, and you can see this admin area for the tool. Let me log in with the secure connection. So you see that there are not a lot of connections here. For caching, you can open this and you will see that it's cached. This can delete it and so on. There it is cache. So that's all for today in regard to WordOps hosting. I hope this video helped you understand how you can configure WordOps and host your sites with this tool. Thanks for watching this video, and don't forget to subscribe and like in case you like the video. Also, if you want, please tell us what tools are you using to host your WordPress website in the comments. Thanks for watching the video.